All right, guys, welcome to the channel. So today we're looking at my 2021 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD, the Duramax. It's the custom trim. I want to do a 8-month, 8,000 mile review. That's what I'm at, 8 months, 8,000 miles. I want to just kind of show you the truck, go over the things I like, dislike, issues, problems, anything I've had over the last 8 months. Let's dive into it. Okay, this is just an outside shot. Truck's dirty. It snowed today, and this black is hard to keep clean. A couple of things I did on the outside. I blacked out these. I bought OEM black badging for this, so the truck is black. On the custom trim you get the black bumpers, black grille. You see from the front here, the only non-black is this emblem up here, which doesn't stand out that much, and then the Duramax badging on the hood is chrome. They did have chrome 2500 HD badging, but I blacked that out. I added these steps, which is pretty much necessity. You need to have some kind of step. These are pretty cheap ones. I'm going to leave a link in the description of all of the videos I've done on this truck where I install all this kind of stuff, so you can kind of see. I've added these WeatherTech mud guards or mud flaps on both the front and the rear, and I have this Tuxedo fold-up cover here. I've added that. This is the other badging here. I added the Silverado's blacked out. This custom's blacked out. No, those are replaced badges from like OEM from the factory. I ordered those through Chevy directly. So this is just the standard bed size. It's the 2500 platform. It's got the Duramax engine. Now the custom trim is kind of the basic level trim. It's below the LT, but I think it's the great value when it comes to a Duramax, a diesel powered truck. This thing is a great value. For example, the MSRP on this was $57,900. I paid $1,000 less, $56,900. That was in July of 2021. I bought this from a dealer in Idaho, and I have about 8,000, just under 8,000 miles on this. So I got to run some errands. We're going to get in the truck, and I'm going to talk about all the things I've done, all the experience, everything I like, dislike about this. One other thing on the outside, I did have the windows tinted, so it is darker than the factory. All right, guys, here in the this is kind of the gauges, the driver's seat perspective here. I'm not going to go through the details on the custom trim, but one thing I did to kind of improve on this custom trim is to swap out the steering wheel. This is a steering wheel from a GMC AT4, and it's leather wrapped. It has actually the heated function. It doesn't work. I haven't been able to figure out how to get the heated function to work, but mine came with this. It's like a custom convenience or a custom safety. I'll leave a link or show you a screenshot of on the window sticker of this package this has. But it has the gauge buttons here, or the buttons on the steering wheel on this side. Otherwise, if you don't get that package, this is just a blank section here, and you don't have any of these buttons. It also gives you a little bit bigger screen here, which you probably definitely want. But otherwise, the custom trim is pretty basic. I just have basic, climate controls here, temperature, radio's pretty basic, but I think it's met all of my needs. Okay, so we're in the truck here. I want to talk about the things that I really like about this truck, and specifically because this is the custom package, I really want to go through the custom package here. So I want to talk about the engine. This is the Duramax L5P. This is the the Duramax option with the 10-speed Allison transmission on it, and that has to be the best option that you can get with this truck. I mean, this truck is awesome with this combination. The torque that you get, the power, the pulling power, and it's pretty efficient. Now, I've averaged about 16.4 over the life of the truck, the 7,600 miles that I've had the truck, which isn't bad. A lot of that city driving, half highway, half city, I would say. And then some towing. I've towed a trailer, my cargo enclosed trailer, a little bit on this. So I've done some towing, but the engine is fantastic. I think the gas is a good option, but if you're gonna do any kind of towing, this Duramax engine just is awesome, especially paired with this transmission. This is a great option. The custom trim, you could only get the Duramax engine in the custom trim starting in 2021. Now this is a 2021, so if you're looking at a 2020 custom 2500 HD, it's going to be a gas one. That was the only option. Also, the custom trim, which this is not available in the 3500 platform, which is kind of unfortunate because I was kind of shopping for a 3500 only because I thought I might want to tow like a fifth wheel trailer or toy hauler or something with a fifth wheel gooseneck. And the 3500 is going to have more payload, probably 500 to 700 pounds payload capacity increase over the 2500. And I don't know if that's really going to be an option for me now, but as far as the value that the custom trim gets you, it's fantastic because it's below the LT trim, it's higher than the work truck trim, and so I really think that this is kind of the sweet spot when it comes to just getting a great truck, the great engine, transmission combination at really a very good value on the price. You know, if you're to step up to an LT trim, you're looking at probably $6,000 to $7,000 more. LTZ is going to be $18,000 more than this truck, and I don't think you really get that much more, $18,000 more truck than this custom trim gives you. So this is really the sweet spot. There are a couple things that I swapped out, like the steering wheel, that was an issue, and then also the driver's seat. The driver's seat it's not height adjustable. It's a manual seat, so it does move forward and backwards, and it can, you know, the seat back does recline. You can change the angle of it, but you can't move it higher or lower. And I'm a shorter guy, so I needed to get it higher. You can actually buy this kit, and I'll leave a link to the video that I did on this, but you can buy a seat riser kit where you put these blocks under the seat and it lifts the seat up, so you have an extra couple inches, and it really makes a difference. So now that's really not an issue. I probably need to do it to the passenger seat. The passenger seat still is at the factory level, and when I'm sitting in the passenger seat, or my wife or my kids are, you know, it's a little hard for them to see over the dash. So that's something I'm going to do. The other thing I want to point out that maybe one thing I dislike about the custom trim, and I knew this going into it, but there's an easy fix to it. There's no electrical outlets in the back for passengers to charge their phones, their devices, or anything like that. So that's something that I'm going to wire up. Check out, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned to the channel, because in the coming weeks I'm going to wire 12-volt outlets in the back, so that way my passengers in the rear have that option to do that. So there's just a couple things that I've had to change or tweak about the custom trim, but otherwise it's a great value. I want to talk about so for just a few $100s, you can swap out the steering wheel, the seat risers, the electrical outlets in the back. You can fix the thing. Those are really the only complaints I have about the custom trim. I'm really glad that I got the custom trim because I think it's a great value. Like I said, the MSRP on this truck was $57,900. I got it for $1,000 less, $56,900. You know, you can't beat that deal in this COVID era that we're in, where basically places are selling these trucks for at least MSRP, if not more, and sometimes it's a lot more. That's a pretty good value. So if you can find one of these trucks for MSRP, that's a good deal. The driving characteristics of this truck is very good. This is my first heavy-duty truck, so I really don't have a lot to compare it to heavy-duty wise. I've had several F-150s, several Silverado 1500s, and the suspension is a lot stiffer. That's a given. I mean, these heavy-duty trucks just have heavy-duty, stiffer suspension. So, like around town on bumpier streets, you do feel the jostling. It's a little stiffer suspension. This does not have the Z71 suspension, the off-road suspension. I don't know how that would make a difference. You know, just the shock absorbers would be different. But driving on the highway, like we've taken this on several road trips. We drove this from northern Utah down to southern California and back. All six of us, my wife and 4 kids, and we had a kid actually in this front seat because this has the bench. It has the bench seat option, and that's kind of what I need for a truck, because when we all 6 need to go somewhere and we're taking this vehicle, you know, we need to have all 6 seats. So we took all 6 of us down to southern California and back, and this thing rode awesome. Like, I was really impressed with how smooth this drives on the highway. You know, if it's a relatively smooth road, this thing does awesome on it. So I'm really impressed with how this handles just on the highway in general. And we've actually used it as kind of a family vehicle. Our other cars right now are Teslas, electric cars, and they're just a hassle to road trip in. So this has kind of been our primary road tripping vehicle, which is kind of silly for, you know, family vehicle. But, you know, having the bed capacity that it has, everyone fits very nicely. The back seat has tons of room. So it really is, or can be, a good road tripping vehicle. As far as mechanical issues, absolutely zero issues. This thing's been flawless. Almost 8,000 miles, zero issues, zero problems. I've had to fill up the DEF tank. I think I filled it up 3 times. I've just filled it up at the pump when it's been half full. So I don't know what my actual mileage range is going to be on a tank of DEF. I would assume 5 to 6 or 7,000 miles probably you get out of a tank of diesel exhaust fluid. But I filled that up a few times. I took it in at about 5,600 miles to the Chevy dealer, because on these trucks they do your oil change or your first maintenance visit for free. That's included in the price of the truck. So I had that done a couple thousand miles ago. So that was good that I got that done. But there's been zero issues. The truck, the engine, the transmission, everything's been flawless, as you would expect. I mean, usually you bought on a new vehicle, usually there's not going to be too many issues in the first 30,000 miles, I wouldn't think, as long as you just keep up with the maintenance. But yeah, just to report, absolutely zero issues, problems, maintenance items, have been taken care of. And really, there's not a whole lot of maintenance stuff until, I would say, probably 30,000 miles when I'm changing, like the fuel filter, for example. That's going to be coming up. There is a monitor. It's at about 64% right now, so I'd say probably, maybe around 20,000 miles, the fuel filter needs to get changed, but no real issues, no real problems to really speak of at all. Okay, if I could go back, would I purchase the same vehicle? Sorry guys, it's getting a little dark here. Sun's going down. I'm just going to pull in the garage here and we'll wrap up the video. But would I buy this truck again based on what I've experienced so far? Absolutely yes. This truck has been fantastic. I've really enjoyed it. I like the new body style. I like the new look of the Silverado heavy duty trucks. In the custom trim, all blacked out like this, dude, it looks awesome. I really love the look of this truck. The custom trim with it all being blacked out bumpers, grill, it's got nice looking 20-inch wheels. I think it's a great value, and I would highly recommend this trim. If you're looking at a heavy duty truck, look at the custom, because you're going to save $8,000 to $10,000 over the LT trim right off the bat. I mean, you really are, because with the LT trim, you go into all these other LT options. There's not a ton of options on this. This is a great truck. Now, if you're, maybe if you have to have the higher trim trucks, that's great. But this thing has really been awesome for me. Just pulling into the garage here. Maybe a couple complaints. I know this. To find a complaint is going to be kind of hard, because this truck really is awesome. I've really had a great experience with it. I got this truck in July of 2021. I was kind of in a pinch. I was looking for one, and I kind of found this. I was shopping for a 3,500 or a 2,500, whatever I could find, really, because that was all. There's not much inventory then, just like there's not much inventory now. But I got it kind of like, all right, I'll go 2,500 because I found this one. It's a pretty good deal, really, and it turned out to be an awesome deal for it. If I had to complain about something on this, and this is just general for this truck line, but the mirrors, I really love the mirrors. Okay, the mirrors that come with this truck, they have split mirrors, so they have a really good blind spot. So the visibility out of the mirrors is fantastic. Like there is zero blind spot in this truck with these mirrors, which is awesome. Because they're so big, though, they're so wide, sometimes things are in behind the mirrors that you can't really see. Like there'll be a car at a stop sign, and like I didn't see the car at the stop sign because it was blocked by the mirror. So you do have to look around the mirror a little bit, because sometimes, they just kind of get in the way. But they are fantastic. On the custom trim, they do power fold in, so I can push a button here, they can fold in. So if I'm going to the car wash or squeezing into the garage, I can just fold those mirrors in. They won't fold in with the key fob being locked. I can't set that up. Like other higher trim levels, you can have them set that when you hit lock and walk away from the truck, the mirrors fold in. But the mirrors really are fantastic. So I don't have a lot of complaints on this truck. I'm really trying to find, I've really been racking my brain for the last couple of days of what can I say negative about this truck, because I can be very negative when it comes to vehicles, and this truck has surpassed my expectations as far as the performance, the ride, the usability of it. the value of it is fantastic. Because this truck is such a good value as far as the price point is concerned, that really has me happy. So I'm extremely happy about the price point, how the truck is priced, what I paid for it, and the equity that I've gained. I mean, just from buying this truck, I could resell it for more than what I paid for it, even after taxes. So that's not common for buying a new vehicle. So I'm very happy with the truck. Love the way it tows. It drives smooth. You know, absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to keep updating this as I do more things with the truck, towing, longer term updates as far as the mileage is concerned, and then any issues that come up, any issues along the way. But very happy with this truck. So anyways, guys, that's kind of my video here. I want to just kind of give you guys an update and kind of pass along this information that if you're looking for a custom trim, you're looking for a heavy duty truck, look at the custom trim at the Duramax. This thing is a fantastic value and really is a good bang for your buck, because, you know, under $60,000, I know that's a lot of money, but in truck terms, heavy duty terms, in COVID world and our inflated prices that we're in, you know, it can be a very good value. So highly recommend this truck, guys. If you're looking at this, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.